Success is a short-term result of a long-term commitment.
You need to come to the realization that you are a leader.
Young people want everything now. I believe age deserves a pension. Wisdom deserves respect.
There's no point majoring on the minor.
If you want to be good at something, make things simple. We are living at a time of tremendous chaos.
Stop listening to that noise.
Your goals must be greater than your challenges. Money is an outcome of value created for people, not for yourself.
Wow. Wow. That's so profound. That's so profound. Wow. Wow. So now, how does someone that is up and coming, that because we've already established it, you need to come to the realization that you are a leader. First of all, identify as a leader. So now for someone that is still having that mental struggle, mindset battle, still thinking of, okay, I hear you, but how does this translate into reality? How do I activate this? How do I put this into action?
Right. Many are still in managing days. They're not leading the days. They're managing the days. Therefore, they're focusing on small today goals. They don't have clarity where do they go themselves and where do they lead others. They're leading people into today. Right? And they're very good. I'm a leader because I'm good at consensus. We're looking for consensus when we don't know where to go. Therefore, we're trying to please everyone. But if you are a true leader, I have a clear understanding, we're going this way, and I would lead you there. Therefore, don't focus on small goals. Focus on something big and important. You can't imagine how many times in my life I've been said, don't rock a boat. Because I was saying, no. People, they want to have that comfort that everyone accepts. But if you want to be a leader, it's always about being a bit rebellious. Because you're prepared to say, no, we're going that way, regardless, because people are good at pushing forward their opinions. It would be tough, we wouldn't go there. No. They will prepare to die in that comfort zone and stuff. And I have a simple understanding. Even I put it in my book, The Fisherman's Path to Leadership. Noah knew that the life is uncertain and the changes that are coming are really certain. People believed in opposite. They believe that the life is certain and the changes that are coming are uncertain. You know the rest of the story. So you must be very clear about this. Many of us are focusing, and it's not about age. It could be young people, it could be mature people, are focusing on so-called perishable skills. Skills which are good for today. Right? Like time management, for instance, or in corporate world they're focusing on KPIs or doing something good now. Success comes to those who are focusing on athletic skills or so-called intellectual skills, visionary thinking, ability to renew your mindset, strategic thinking, communication, people management. It's all about athletic skills. You would need those skills for entire life. Look, when I was young, I was in weightlifting. How much of this I could use today? I'm almost 61. Well, I still do a bit of a gym, I'm still pushing a bit of an iron, but it's nothing comparing to what I have been trained like more than 40 years ago, right? Therefore, it's perishable skills.
Wow.
But what I do and what will remain with me is athletic skills. You see, it's all athletic skills. They have a very interesting point. You could always improve on them, right? I never saw any taxi driver becoming a Formula One pilot because they consider the driving ability to drive as a perishable skill. They're not improving on it, right? It's people believe, I will be successful, but success, and it's coming back to your very first question, what is about being like at that level? Success is a short-term result of a long-term commitment. Young people believe I will be successful, not committing, not putting any effort. Therefore, it falls into a category of luck. But luck is a statistical error.
Wow.
Because if you're really good at being successful, you will repeat your success. If you've been successful once, it's only a statistical error. Lucky
Wow.
number. You know,
Yeah.
that's fairly, therefore, you must really focus not on the things which are important today, tomorrow, in 10 years' time, in 50 years' time. Think into the future, mindset, people, communication. It's all about this. Those things will drive you up to success, repeated success, which is most important.
Amazing, amazing. And hearing you say those things, because there's no point majoring on the minor.
How
And
much?
then,
How much do I remember from my days at the college and the university? Well, I still, to some little extent, I'm good at math. But do I remember every equation or every formula? Forget about it. Don't ask. Right? But how to think, it's very different.
yeah, perishable
Yeah.
skills and athletic skills.
Yeah.
We need to be able to know what will take you long term, because vision is long term. So you need to be able to see the end from now.
We're not living. We're actually living for a decent amount of time. 80 years, 90 years, 70 years. We're living long lives. So it's not one day. It's not 1 year.
You have to keep running.
You must be good. Think of comparison. Young people want everything now, right? And opposite side of this life story are old people. You see, I have some people consider this as a rude approach. I believe age deserves a pension. Wisdom deserves respect. And therefore it's like, if you're good at understanding what's going on around you at the age of 70, 60, 80, you're still strong. You're still valuable. You're not chasing small things. You're looking at those things from a very different angle. Why we're becoming grumpy when we're becoming old? Because we are not happy about the present. But our present is a result of what we have built over the years.
Amazing.
From
So
the
if you
time
don't,
of being young.
yeah. So if you don't want to be grumpy when you're old, then you better start building what would make you happy and energetic when you're old.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And like the Bible says, write the vision, make it plain, that he may run with it that reads it. This is so profound on many levels. Because if you plainly write the vision of you 30, 40, 50, 60 years from now,
Yep.
then you begin to think back on what are the things that you need to start doing now to become that person that you see on that vision that you have written.
Exactly.
Perfect. Wow. Wow. That's so profound. And it's simple yet so often misunderstood. It's there's the simplicity of it, is the elegance for me, but
We're all good at making things complicated. None of us been trained how to make things simple.
yeah.
We've all been trained how to make things complicated.
Complex.
And it's a simple example is, what's the difference between Michelin restaurant and just good ordinary restaurant? People believe the quality of food. No, it's about how long their menu is. At Michelin restaurant, it's like half a page menu, simple to a point. If you go to a restaurant, you're having a book, almost a book. You're making things complicated. If you want to be good at something, make things simple.
Wow. 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 Amazing. And a young person is probably thinking right now and saying like, well, that's a good thing to aspire to, but there is no one around me that is thinking that way. And you know how environments can actually stifle your growth. How environments can actually, not make you to pursue those things that really matter. What would you say to that kind of person that may feel lonely and isolated?
Okay, I love the question. I love the question. We are living at a time of tremendous chaos. There are wars, there are hunger, there are economical depressions or declines and things like that. But if we look realistically, every generation faced, through the history of humanity, faced kind of chaos, right? Like different wars, different diseases, so therefore it's never been easy.
Mm, mm,
But the problem is, with today's chaos, we're having too much noise. And this noise is all about to penetrate into our minds. It's around us. Social media, gossips, chats or instructions from parents or from friends or from neighbors, whatever, just like. And we are allowing ourselves to penetrate, for that noise to penetrate our minds. And therefore we're losing clarity. If you're not clear, you are a victim of that noise.
Wow.
And who creates doubts? Who creates that chaos? Not environment, other people. Don't stop listening to that noise. It's not valuable. The reality is beyond that noise. The real solutions are always beyond that noise. Noise attracts attention, but really the truth and reality reveal, open hearts. Therefore, forget. The noise is just, how to tell you, it would make you, if you would be chasing every noise, it would make you to produce a lot of sweat, but it would produce no value. Stop listening to that noise.
Wow. 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 Stop listening to that noise. So now, as we, bring this amazing, deeply, intellectual discussion.
People think, you're walking to a church. Do you want to talk to God in silence? And can you talk to God in silence? Or can you talk to God when everything's just like noisy, jumpy, just like, no.
And that experience, there's an experience that there's a story recorded in the Bible whereby it said it was Elijah or Elisha. There was the wind, there was the storm, everything was, but God was not found in any of those things. He was in the still small voice.
Exactly, exactly.
Amazing.
Actually, it's a very good analogy. Thank you for sharing it. One day I thought, one of the questions when I'm talking to my participants and helping them to create a vision and become a visionary, one of the simple questions, who will support you on this journey to a great vision? And people, most often, they believe that those means of support are like social media likes. Reality is very, very different. When I'm working on something big, you might have 1 or 2 or 3 at max true supporters. The rest would be just jumping around with the noise and expecting you to fail. And in such a case, myself, I was thinking, who holds my hand? Only God. It's not just my wife or one of my friends, no, God. He holds my hand. He gives me the strength. He helps me with ideas, because if you're working on something big, hey, have an agreement with God. You can't do it on yourself, on your own, right? It's all about who holds your hand. And as you rightly said, it's a whisper.
Small voice.
Yeah.
Amazing. This is so good. And it's the elegance of it for me. It's how simple but yet profound. And you could almost touch it. You could, because that is actually the truth. That is actually the truth. It's not in the noise, like you're wondering like, oh, how do I, but when you've come to the reality, I'm a leader. And of course, leadership starts with self-leadership, which is, I think, what this discussion has been about. Being able to lead yourself through a vision that you have been able to write down for yourself with the help of God. And then you're able to travel on that journey, regardless of who is cheering you on, regardless of the noise in the world.
Think for a moment. God gave all of us certain strengths, right? And great qualities, talents, gifts. Why we're focusing on our weaknesses? Why we're telling others that they're not good at something? Instead of saying, hey, you're great at this, develop it further, because this is a gift of God. Flourish it, nourish it, and it will grow, you will become better. And therefore, it's all about what we have within us, what kind of a strength. If we are feeding our weakness, we're getting weaker. I never saw anyone winning the Olympic Games by improving on a weakness. Focus on your strengths. And this is where you're coming to God and saying, God, what is my strength? Help me to reveal my strengths. Help me to be better at this. I mentioned, I used to be in weightlifting. I was never good at running. Even if I will try to, with exercise and running, would I be a good runner? No chance.
Amazing. Wow. So, as we bring this, to a close. What does the mountain of leadership hold, for the, as in what, for the kingdom, for God's people? What does the future hold, when it comes to leadership? How do we take our place? How do we, begin to actually, take our our place in the front line to say we are leading, especially because I know a lot of Africans, Nigerians are going to, be watching this podcast. What message would you give to them for what the future holds for them when it comes to leadership?
I have a tough experience of losing everything, right? And then gaining it back again. But how comes that I've been able to gain everything from scratch again? One day I sat and thought, what is bigger, my problems or my goals? Don't play small goals. If you're playing small goals, you're getting small. One thing. Therefore, it's a simple suggestion. Your goals must be greater than your challenges, than your problems. Right. Another thing is, leadership is a labor of love and care for people, because you're creating value for people. If you're thinking about money, we are humans. We still need to bring food to the table. We still need money, and which is okay. But money is an outcome of value created for people, not for yourself. If you would be feeding your ego, no one will support you. Neither God nor people. Right? So it's not about what is in it for me. But if you're good at creating value, for people from Africa, they tend to say we have a lot of natural resources and things like that. No, it's about the ability to think into the future. That is a main resource. Something which is given by God to the to different African countries could be used only as tools. Like, okay, you have oil, you have gold, you have some other things. It's only the tools. Your main asset is ability to think into the future. Then you would know how to use these tools. Or ingredients.
Ingredients, yes.
When you're cooking, you're not focusing on an ingredient. You're focusing on the final dish.
Exactly. That's why you even know what to put together in the first place.
Exactly. But when people focusing, oh, I have a nice meat, and what?
Oh, and so what? Wow. But I want to make steak.
Yes.
Then it
You know,
begins to make sense. Wow. Wow. Amazing. But that's
thank
so
you.
beautiful. So, Dr. Oleg, I think you mentioned something about legacy. What is your own legacy as we bring this to a close?
I'm still forming my legacy.
Wow.
Quite a few people said to me, hey man, you created a lot. I'm an author of organizational typology. I'm one of the best in the world on corporate culture, so with own models and approaches, which works. And of course, vision. And I mentioned that I have trained people from more than 40 countries, so they're building something big, so it's legacy. Good God. I hope I will have a chance to create more, and how it's defined. It's not us who are defining, I have such and such legacy. No. It's for our children and grandchildren. They will measure it. They will respond to it. If they would use it, this is a legacy.
Oh.
And so they will define. Not me, not
Not
my
you.
friends. It's for them to define. Think, what do you remember exactly? How much money your parents gave you, or when you were young or were growing? You would hardly remember the amount. But you remember their lessons.
Yeah.
And some of the lessons you think, thank you parents, thank you mom, thank you dad. You are about these lessons. That's a legacy.
Amazing. Wow. So your legacy is not yours to define, it's for the next generation to say what you actually left for them.
Because they're beneficiaries of that shareable value. And their response defines the value.
Wow. Amazing. One final piece of advice for people in the marketplace.
I'll give you a simple example. 95% of large companies will go bust in the nearest future. For a simple reason, they are still on an old mindset. They believe they know everything. And only tiny percentage of those companies will survive and succeed. If you're at marketplace, think whatever happens today is one thing. Tomorrow would be a very different game. It's not the new rules of the game. The game would be different, and the rules, of course. Therefore, learn how to think every time about tomorrow from a different angle, and you will win.
Wow, wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Oleg. Where can we
Thank you.
find you online? Where can we find you?
You could find me on my website, olegkonovalov.com. You could find me on LinkedIn. I'm fairly responsive.
Amazing, amazing. Wow, it's been a joy talking to you, and this has really been an impactful conversation. And I want to say a very huge thank you, because this has really been enriching, and I believe that anyone that listens to this is going to have some transformation in their mindset and how they are seeing things. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you for your deep questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right.